All right, what up, though? All right, audio is good. What's up? What's up? Hey, welcome to a special Detroit Lions live. Man, oh man. As our guy Aiden Hutchinson gets paid. I made a video, but I wanted to go live as well because I want to talk about the implications of this trade, what it can mean for the now and what it can mean for the future. Shout out to everybody. Hopefully the notifications went out, man, because they be tripping, bro. They be tripping. But shout out to our boy Aiden Hutchinson, man. If you haven't heard, I will make sure I bring in the news. Like I said, I just made a video about it, and it's kind of a big deal. What's up, Fave? He said, oh no, we going live. Absolutely. You know, I gotta do both, bro. Let me save this tweet real quick, and then we'll get this thing popping. Shout out to everybody in the comment section. Shout out to Lupe. What up, though? Says, what's good, Derek? Now I am for sure buying the Detroit Lions 1800 and Y for when we win the Super Bowl. Give me 1 second. I didn't think about this before. I'll be right back. Because I want to show y'all something. I want to show you something. I'll be right back. Adjust. All right, check this out. Y'all don't know about this, but look at this. So I went to Meijer. You guys know, if you guys are local to like Indiana, Ohio, whatever, you have a local store, Meijer. It's like a super store or whatever. So they have some Jack Daniels Lions, like it's some Jack Daniels, but it's in a box. And it comes, this is the whole reason I got it. Look at these glasses, bro. Look at this glass, man. It comes with 2 of them. And I know you guys might not be drinkers. You don't have to drink. You could get it maybe, or, you know, give us alcohol as a gift or something like that. Look at the back, bro. Jack Daniels. Quality. This stuff is raised, like it's raised up. It's got a labeling down here, which is raised. But this is the sweetest part. Just took them out the dishwasher. And you get 2 of them. You get 2 of them, bro. Had to pick it up. $23. These were $23, and I got them for the glasses alone. All right, and on top of that, okay, good. On top of that, they were gone. When I went back to Meijer, because I like shop at Meijer every 2 days. It's always something I'm going to get. They were completely gone, bro, wiped out. They do have the Lions Motor City Muscle helmets that are awesome. Those are also like engraved as well. But so that bottle of wine is $70, but it was on sale for $44. What up? What up? We got Ken Drickles. What up? What up? We got says good deal for both parties. We got DM says hopefully Brad Holmes trade for Hendrickson too. No way you could block Hutch, Aleem, and Hendrickson. What up, Kiera? Kiera, what up, though? Says how we feel in chat. Kiera, so here's the deal. I wanted to tell you because you one of the avid listeners on Syndicate Sports Detroit. I'm going to get back over there, but I got a lot to consider this offseason. I'll probably wind up, I got to sit down and figure things out. You know what I'm saying? Like a schedule, how I'm going to pull this off, because it's becoming too much for me, all of this stuff. Let me see. That will be insane. If my Hawks don't make it, I hope y'all do win. Derek, drink some water. You are breathing, relax for a minute. Oh, no, I'm good. I'm good. 23 is a steal. Absolutely. That's are you betting? Me betting? No, I don't bet. I do miss my Spike Kool-Aid. Yeah, we'll be back. I just got overwhelmed. You know, I got stuff dealing with my son and, you know, stuff like that. So I get overwhelmed, but I'm going to figure things out during the off season. If I have to condense and get rid of some channels, I'll do that. All right. So if you haven't heard, shout out to everybody in the chat, man. I appreciate y'all. If you haven't heard, Hutch has been extended today, and I'm sure you have because you watch me, you watch other Lions creators. But here is the news if you have not heard. All right, so according to Ian Rappaport, the Lions and star edge rusher Aiden Hutchinson have agreed to terms on a 4-year, mega extension, according to his agent. It's a 4-year, $180 million deal with 141 guaranteed. Now, what we later find out is this is the highest paid guarantee for a non-quarterback. So Aiden is getting 141 in guaranteed money over 4 years. Now, remember, that is an extension. Aiden still has half a year of this year. Next year was his 5th year. So we have Aiden Hutchinson for 5.5 years. When he is no longer a Lion, let me take that back. When his contract is up, he will be 31 years old. So it's safe to say that he will follow in the footsteps of Barry Sanders and Calvin Johnson and retire a Detroit Lion. But here's the updated post. It says that's a 4-year deal worth $45 million per year for Hutchinson, with the 141 total in guarantees being the most ever. That is a big deal. We got Ed, the member gang. What up, though? Appreciate you, man. With the Syndicate recruit. This is a big deal. All right, Tavion says, is Brad signing Hutch early to make up for not making a move at this deadline? That's a good question. F. Lionhearted says, I hope you're wrong that we have to have another in to compliment Hutch. All right, so that's to me, I think we do. I think Al-Qadim Muhammad is way too streaky, right? No, you're not game planning for Muhammad. We need somebody that you can game plan against, right? The Green Bay Packers got Rashawn Gary and Micah Parsons. Why can't we have that guy, right? Why can't we have a second guy? People, well, you can't have 2 elite pass rushers. Says who? Now, why did Brad do this? Because it needed to be done. Why did he do it now? You usually don't see things done during the season. Usually agents and players, they want to focus on football. And just a month ago, we heard that they were talking about it, but it was nothing really close. So my question is, why did this get done so early? Ed said, you going to the game on Sunday? Ed, right now, I am not. Right now, I'm kind of saving my money for season tickets. They could call me at any minute, so I need to have money for that. And also, I'm going to the road games, preferably stadiums I've never been to. I actually went and priced my Commanders tickets yesterday. They got some pretty good deals, man. End zone seats for like $240. So, and I'm going to Philly and Washington back to back. And then after that, I wanted to go to Minnesota and LA, which are also back to back, I think. But I don't know if I'm going to be able to make those. So right now, I'm not going to any home games as far as I know. Gracio, as always, thank you for your updates. Anybody think we can get anybody you think we can get at the trade deadline? Okay. Kira says, my first thought is this may be making a move at the deadline and need to see who they have available. Okay. All right. So here's what I think. This is why I think this happened. Obviously, it needed to happen. We needed to. Aiden, in a way, set the market. Now, he's $1.6 million from being the highest paid non-quarterback ever, but he did set the guarantee, and he's worth every penny. He would have been worth every penny if he would have topped Micah Parsons, and that's real talk. What I think this is this shows me a couple things. One is that Brad Holmes, I now believe that we keep everybody. We're going to keep Laporta. We're going to keep Brian Branch. We're going to keep Jahmyr Gibbs. Those, Jack Campbell, all of them are staying. Brad will find a way to make it happen. Like I brought up in my video, if you look at the draft history and the extension history of the Detroit Lions under Brad and Dan, all the impact players have been extended. Panay Sewell, Aleem McNeil, Hutch, Jamison Williams, Amon-Ra St. Brown, right? All of the, even Jared Goff, who kind of came in, like part of that as well. All of them has been extended. So what that tells me is that if Brad can help it, he's going to do everything he can to keep his core guys. One thing we have known is that if Brad drafts you, he is going to try to keep you to stay, right? We're going to lose Taylor Decker next year. I don't think Taylor will be a Detroit Lion. I think the Detroit Lions will cut him the same way they did Zadarius Smith. I think he will. So I think we're going to take a left tackle in the draft in the first or second round. That's what I think is going to happen, and that person is going to be our new starting left tackle. It's possible that we can keep him on the last year of his deal, and then he could retire after that. It depends on how the season goes, because if we win a Super Bowl, I think Taylor retires. That's what I think. I think he joins Frank in the retirement shadow realm, and then they're enjoying life for the rest of their life. Kira says, we won't know until the very end of the deadline day, though, because Brad likes to take it down to the wire every time. That is 100%. 100%. The only time he made a move earlier than that was when he was a seller in 2022 when we sold TJ Hutchinson. That was the only time, and that happened like 12 in the afternoon. And then, of course, at the deadline, we did not make a move. Okay, so Tavion says, is Phillips our only real option at edge? Not really sold on him after the injury. Okay, I'll come back to that in a second. I still think we need to restructure Goff and a few others. Camille, I think that's exactly what we do next year. Yep, that's my second idea. Then they'll go back to the draft for a young edge rusher to try along with Hassanin if he comes back to the team. What's up, Dern? My man, how does this affect our cap space? Before his deal, we were a positive $3 million. I don't know yet, Dern. Spot Track, I'm going to see if they update it while we're on. When I was doing my video, they didn't update yet. What's up? Shiv says, what up, though? Yeah, I think Goff is going to restructure. Okay, so as far as who we could bring in, I think a lot of things. The video that I made yesterday on Kayvon Thibodeau and the fire sale Giants. There's two other teams that I think are going to be fire sellers. I think the Jets are going to be one. They're going nowhere this year, so I think they could have a fire sale. They're going to need a quarterback. I know they signed Justin Fields, but they do. Aaron Glenn apparently doesn't believe in him, so I think they're going to try to get capital. Will McDonald is a guy that I'm looking at that we could get. Jermaine Johnson will most likely remain there. There's one other team, but according to Jordan Phillips or Jordan Schultz, there's a lot of options, and what teams are doing is they are kind of waiting to see what's happening, what chips fall, right? So the 49ers, they got the deal done early. They went and got Keon White. They went and got him yesterday. So I think the 49ers are done. So now what other teams? So the question is Brad going to go? It's three ways we can go here. Was four. One, we don't make a move at all. Two is we go for like a practice squad guy, sign him to the 53. Three is we sign somebody of like the second or third tier, more of a depth piece. And last, and certainly not least, what I want to see happen is that we go out and get a needle mover. Now, the situation is what available people. Remember, Brad talked about last year who's available at the trade deadline, and that Zadarius Smith was the best available pass rusher at the trade deadline. Who would be available? The Giants are going to lose to the 49ers. They're going to be 2-7. Why are you already got Brian Burns. You've got Abdul Carter. What are you going to hold on to Thibodeau for? If you trade him, you can control what draft capital you get. If you let him walk in 2 years, then you can't, right? You can't control the comp pick. You also might franchise tag him and all this other stuff, right? So it's going to be curious to see exactly what we do. Now, Joe Flacco is day-to-day, so that means that Chase, what's his name? What's the dude name? Chase Browning or Jake Browning, that he's probably going to get the start. Season cooked. They're cooked. They're going to be 3-6. The Bengals are a dumb organization. They probably will. They historically do not make moves at the trade deadline. That does not mean that they can't make one before that. We still got 6 days until this thing happens. Saw some comments about a rumor around Thibodeau to the Colts. Kiera, they are also looking for a pass rusher. So I could see that happening. Trey Hendrickson looking more likely now. Okay, let me ask y'all a question. Who would you rather want? Would you want a half a year lease like a Jalen Phillips or a Trey Hendrickson and we make this push? Or if you can get your hands on a Will McDonald has one more year, right? I think he has another year. I think he was drafted the same year as Hutch. Would you rather have a Kayvon Thibodeau, a Will McDonald, a Trayvon Walker, somebody with 1 year left? Which one would you prefer? I need the Bengals to beat the Bears, though. Yeah, but Kiera, the Giants play the 49ers. They're not going to beat the Bears. They're not going to beat the Bears. I think we trade for a second for Phillips, get back a third, and use a third for Woolen. Okay. Amir. I can't do that, bro. I cannot give you a second for a half a year rental. I can't do that. Let me see. Dern says that will make me upset. I want Kayvon or McDonald for DE since Jermaine Johnson is off the table. We need Zeitler back. Interior has been pathetic. Pass pro. Hendrickson has an injury right now. Kiera, it's not. I think it's one of them. It's one of them, I'll feel better after the trade deadline. That's what I think. I don't know if Brad gives up both picks during the deadline. I would also love Trayvon, but the Jags won't let him go. Yeah, I think Trayvon, I think the Jags are, if they were losing, I think they will let him go. Hendrickson signifies that you're making a push to the Super Bowl, says Schiff. We are getting Woolen and Phillips for a second. But we getting Woolen and Phillips for a second. Both of those are 1 year or half a year guys, right? That's way too much for Phillips. He probably going for a fifth or later since he has an injury problem. What about, okay, so Lupe, I'm going to say this with all due respect, not towards you. I don't want Cam Jordan, bro. I don't want him. I watched some Saints stuff. He is slow, bro. That's not what we need. We need a needle. If we're going to trade, this is how I feel. If we're going to trade for a guy, he needs to be a needle mover, right? If you think about it, we never got to see Hutch and Za'Darius run together. We did not get to see them together, so we don't know what that looks like. We know that Za'Darius led the team after Hutch went down in sacks with 4. I want to see somebody of significant value. And I'm not going to apologize for Muhammad. I don't believe in Muhammad like a lot of y'all do. He is a practice squad dude, having a career year. He is streaky. Remember, I was standing on a ledge by myself, on a plank, talking about James Houston, while the entire Lions fan base was off with his head, right? I was on the plank by myself. What happened? We wind up cutting him November of last year. He went to the Browns, did nothing, went to the Cowboys, is doing nothing. He's streaky. We don't need a streaky guy. We need a guy that's going to show up in big games. That's what we need. Is Matthew Judon available? He might be. He might be. He is on the Dolphins. DM says Cam Jordan is too slow and old. I'm going to say the slow part, the old part doesn't bother me because he is, Trey is 31 years old and I would take him in a heartbeat. So I'm not really tripping on the age, but Cam is slow. I'll be watching. I'll be like, dang, he is slow, man. Benjamin says, I'm late. Let's go Hutch. So is Matthew Judon available? 0. I don't know. I'm sure a lot of people on the Dolphins are. I don't know what his deal is, if it was a 2-year deal or 1-year deal, but I'm sure he probably is. Hutch fell right into our laps. Absolutely, young Fred. What if ZZ comes out of retirement? Hood Boogie. You know what, bro? He could. But since he been ghost, I don't know. He might be if the Dolphins are willing to move on from him. Don't forget the land before time, Bruce Irvin. Absolutely. Bruce Irvin was 35 years old when we signed him. We got any more money to help on the line? Yes, Benjamin. Okay, so hey, Yolanda, just so you guys are clear, the extension begins in 2027. That's when it starts. Hutch was signed. He's on year 4. He's got year 5, and then the extension takes place. Aiden Hutchinson is signed through 2020 through 2030. Let me bring in the spot track numbers. So they still have not updated. Remember, this is Aiden's fourth year. This is his 5th year club option. They do not have the numbers yet. Year 1, 2, and 3, 4 of his extension. This is when he would be a free agent. I don't know if there's a potential out in this contract. There might be. What I do like is that there is no void years. There's no void years, so we're paying Hutch when we have them. There's no void years on this contract. I love that, right? So we don't know what it's going to be. I think it averages $35 million a year or something like that. Because he gets 141 guaranteed. So it's 35 million or something like that a year. So, but that does not go into play until 2027. So Hutch is on his rookie deal next year. And then the year after that, he is now on his new money. Just like Jared Goff, when he was extended going into year 4, he just started his new money this year. But the Lions do have a potential out from Jared Goff going into like the last year of his deal. Let me see. Yolanda, I think you guys are going to win this week. We need to destroy the Vikings on Sunday. Gibbs finna go crazy. Judon's deal with the Dolphins is a 1-year, $6 million deal. Okay, so that means that half the season is gone. Let's cut that in half. So we would give Judon $3 million for a half year of his time. What has he done? Okay, so DM says, I would take Chase Young as long as he comes with the right attitude. He would be cheap too. Okay, so here's the deal. Chase Young has already been signed. Do y'all keep up with the NFL? I mean, DM, this ain't no hate, bro, but I'm like, yo, Chase Young was signed to like a 3-year deal by the Saints. He got more money than I ever thought he would. So Chase Young is not off the table. I don't think we're going to do it. The only reason I say he's not off the table is because the 49ers were actually looking into him. According to reports, they were looking into trading again for Chase Young. Why did they let him go? If they remember, they traded for him when we traded for Donovan Peoples-Jones, they traded for him. So yeah, Junon is washed. I don't want him. All right, so who do you want? Put in the comment section below, who do you want? I think that the Giants, what they decide to do is they're cooked anyway. Whether you're 3-6 or 2-7, you're cooked. You're done. Dable will most likely be fired. I don't see what they're trying to hold on. Reports came out yesterday. They're not, interested in trading. But they're also, that's called, you make me an offer I can't refuse. So I think that I think they're going to move on. Okay, so Amir says Phillips, Thibodeau. Okay, so Phillips is a loaner. Thibodeau will be signed through next year. The only reason the Niners are looking at Chase is because Bosa is out for the year. During that was true, but now they got Keon White, so they're no longer looking as far as I know. Any above average DN works for me. Schiff says Hendrickson, Phillips, Thibodeau, or Jermaine Johnson. Well, allegedly, okay, so I'm feeling like that Jalen Phillips might be our best option, only because the Miami Dolphins seems like they're going to want to part with him. The bad news. So here's the bad news about a trade deadline. If the Miami Dolphins trade away Jalen Phillips, then Jalen Phillips walks. We get the comp pick. They don't. So that's a slippery slope that these teams are going to try to walk. Jermaine Johnson, I think he's off the table. That came from me. The guys on 97.1 mentioned him saying he's consistent this year. We had a chance at him and didn't get him. Kiera, let me see. I'm sorry, remind me of what that comment was about. Brad loves injury history. He will go after Phillips, and I hope we get Woolen, though. I don't want Arden Key either. I don't want Arden Key either. Okay, so here's what I'm going to say to y'all. Let's not forget, we still have Taylor Decker. If that's who y'all worry about. Like, we got Taylor Decker. Dan believes in Glasgow. He was raving about him yesterday. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think we make a move at I think the trade deadline will be for a defensive end or a cornerback. I don't think we make a move for an offensive lineman. I just don't believe it. Taylor Decker was at the Halloween party yesterday. I don't think we do that. Okay, Leo says, who do you want? All right. To be honest, who do I want? I want the best bang for buck guy, and it's hard to say. It's hard to say because you've got all these different scenarios. You've got a couple cats with expiring contracts. You have, if the Lions traded for Trey Hendrickson, let's do process of elimination. If the Lions traded for Trey Hendrickson, let me see how much our cap is. And I'm going to tell you from process of elimination, what do I think we do? Okay. So I think, man, this is tough. Okay, hold on. Wait. All right. I think we trade for Jalen Phillips or Kayvon Thibodeau if he's available. Kayvon's cheaper. He's cheaper and he's got a year left. Jalen Phillips would be cheaper than Trey Hendrickson. Trey Hendrickson was getting $30 million. Half the season is gone. The Lions have $24 million in cap space. If we were to, we would burn more than half that on Trey, right? So Jalen would probably cost us what? Maybe 6 or 7 for the rest of the year. So I'm going to say Thibodeau or Phillips, I think, winds up a Detroit Lion. Yes, Bradley Chubb, his contract is way too big. He is not coming to the Detroit Lions. But the difference is you have Chubb for years instead of a rental that gets hurt more often than not. We already have Davenport. Okay, Durham, but isn't Chubb over 30 years old? How old is Bradley Chubb? It would fit. I mean, I'm not saying Brad wouldn't do that because we know how he feels about his older folks. Wait, whose contract is only $340,000? Would you be satisfied if we just get an edge period? Jay, I would not. No. So I don't know if you watched the show or if you were talking to me, but I've said over and over, We went and got edges, right? We got Bruce Irvin. We went and got, I think Bruce Irvin, we went and got Bruce Irvin, Zadarius Smith. We're trying to win a Super Bowl, right? Josh Pascal supposed to be coming back. Marcus Davenport supposed to be coming back. We got a lot of guys, right? We need somebody, we need a needle mover, a game changer. So no, I would not be happy if we just got an edge. If that's the case, go get James Houston. See if the Cowboys will cut him, bring him back. Okay, Chubb. So Bradley Chubb is 29. 29. Wow. McDonald and Kavion are the two prime targets for this team to help for at least 2 years. Will is also not break. You know what, Darn? Yes, him too. So I think it's going to be McDonald, Phillips, or Thibodeau. Brad Love injured and old and cheap. Clowney contract. Okay. Oh yeah. Okay. But Jadeveon Clowney, what does that have to do with anything, DM? What does that have to do with anything? Do you feel we're currently better than the Eagles? I can't say yes. I can't say no. I don't watch enough of them. You know, their games are not really available to me, except and a lot of times I miss their games because I'm doing something else. So I would say yes, because their quarterback is so inconsistent. But they also have, Devontae Smith. They've got A.J. Brown, Saquon Barkley, of course. But I think the quarterback play probably makes us a better team. I really don't, but I don't watch them like that enough to know. With all the DEs coming back, I don't think we get a DE. Okay, Denzel, who do you think we get? Camille says, I want trade, but Brad gave up too much capital to trade for guys in the draft. I don't know if we give up our little draft capital for a rental like Trey. Would you give up a second for a rental? Absolutely not. I'm not giving up a rental for anybody. I'm not giving them a second round pick for anybody that is a free agent after this season. Now, you can wait a comp pick. You can do that because now check this out. Lions don't have a third round pick. Let's say now here. Okay, let's talk about this. Let me see how long we've been on. All right, 29 minutes. Okay, so let's talk about this. Okay, wait, hold on now. But we wouldn't get a comp pick until 2027, right? So what if Brad is like, okay, I can take an L. We know Brad is going to trade in the draft. He has not gone a draft without a trade, right? So let's say we sign a guy and we did give up a second for a rental. We would then potentially, if we got Trey's probably going to get a compensatory, we're probably going to get a third, no later than the fourth if Trey or whatever guy walk. Because if him or Phillips walk, they going to get a deal worth the fourth round pick at least. So we give up a second. I still wouldn't do it, but it's something to think about. Do we have a fourth round pick? I believe we do. We don't have a third. We gave up that third for Tesla, so we don't have a third right now. What up, Drink? What's going on, man? Derek, would you be surprised if we traded Montgomery by the deadline? Yes, I would. Did y'all see David Montgomery clown 97 won the ticket? He was on, I don't know if it was Facebook or Instagram, clowned him. Because I guess Mike Valenti was saying that essentially he's expendable or that they should cut ties or something like that. And he went off. He was nice, but he went off. I was like, dang. I was like, I wonder if anybody would do that to me. That'd be crazy. That would be crazy. But no, I don't think we do that. Leonard Floyd from the Falcons, former first round pick, but he's 33. Zero. What if y'all come in? So if you come in here with some suggestions, I need numbers. I need numbers of contracts and stuff like that. What did he say? He was just like, it kills me how these podcaster guys, blah, blah, blah. That's why I can't respect y'all, yada, yada. He was real nice, but you could tell he was annoyed. Trey Monty, of course not. What was just a question? What about Granderson from the Saints? I don't know. I have to look up his information. Let me see if I can pull him up. Carl Granderson. He got 4.5 sacks. 28 years old. What's his contract looking like, though? Dang, he been with the Saints his entire career. I'm going to tell you right now, he don't fit the Brad Holmes mold. He don't fit the look. I'm going to bring his stats. Tell me what you see. Tell me what you see and tell me if you think he fits the Brad Holmes mold. I'm going to give y'all a few minutes. Tell me what you see. It's right in front of your face. Kiera says health. Absolutely. The guy, in his career, we started the 17-game season in 2021, right? He's only missed like 3 games. Tops. Yep. He too healthy. What is his salary looking like? Because that's a big key as well. He needs to played all the games. He's healthy. How about Braxton Jones as a tackle? Bro, Braxton from where? We should just trade Ahmed Wright. Nobody seems to care. Nobody is eager for his return, and nobody talks about him. You know what, Steve? Let me take off my glasses for this one, bro. So I did see a Lions Talk Live. He made I think he went live, made a video, and you know, he has a lot of insider info, and he showed a thread from Justin Rogers' Twitter account, or his like private group, his private, where you have to pay. So allegedly, supposedly, Ahmed is going to be back week 10. The reason nobody's talking about him is, why should we? He's done nothing. You know what I'm saying? Why would we talk about a guy who's done nothing? He was already a 6th-round pick who got, like, he's okay. I'm going to sound real mean right now, but he's not worth talking about. Ahmed Hutchinson is not worth talking about. That's just the brutal reality of this situation. What has he done? What has he done in the NFL to make it seem like he's worth talking about? I'm gonna be real. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm being real. He's done nothing. Braxton Jones. Let me see. He gets cooked on the line. Absolutely. Ahmed is a prospect. We don't know what he can actually do. Okay, so see. Do y'all really want Judon? You really want Matthew Judon? Judon could be an option. He's not. No. So Ahmed Hutchinson is not on the team. He's not on any team. He has to wait 3 weeks after whatever his injury length was. And supposedly from Justin Rogers, according to Lions Talk Live, he said that the timetable is week 10, that he'll be back. But he comes back. At best, he's a depth piece. I mean, maybe the Lions believe in him like that. I don't know what he's done to make that happen. Okay, so TC, listen, I love y'all, right? I love y'all. Everybody that watches me, whether you hate watch, you thumbs down, whatever, I love y'all, right? But do you keep up with this stuff? The trade deadline is Tuesday at 4 p.m. Eastern time, right? So that simply means that the trade deadline is the deadline for when you can trade. After that, you can't trade anymore. You have to be, and everybody who is released from a team has to go through waivers. And this is why it's imperative that the Detroit Lions make the right decision here. Because if we don't make a move by the trade deadline, a move can be made between now and the beginning of the season and now, but you cannot trade anymore after Tuesday, November 4th at 4 p.m. Eastern time. After that, you got to get somebody off the street or somebody who goes through waivers, claim somebody off waivers. You can no longer talk to another team and say, hey, I want this guy. That ends on Tuesday. So the Lions we're right now, top 5 in the NFL as far as record, right? We should be. So we are bottom waiver wire. Remember when Odell Beckham Jr. was cut from the Browns, we were number 1. When Josh Reynolds was cut from the Browns, we were number 1. So we had first dibs on anybody cut. That is not the case and has not been the case really since. So the Lions have to make the right move. If we want it, like for this year, we got to make a move in the next 6 days. And we got to make the right move. Rodriguez really stepped up last year when the injuries hit. Then he was injured. Yeah, I can't wait till he gets back. Let's get 3 more corners. Derek Pascal, 2, same as him. Nobody cares if he ever returns. We should trade these guys now. Okay, so Steve, according to how things work, if somebody is on the PUP list or something like that, you cannot trade them. So he's like essentially untradeable unless he comes back. Nobody's going to want Josh Pascal. He's a good kid dealing with injury. I don't know if it's cancer related, but it is not involving the NFL, I think, like anything injury related, like to the injury he sustained on the field. Nobody knows what it is. The last time it was cancer related. I wonder if that's what it is. I have no inside info. I hope he is, you know, doing well, but I don't think we see him this year. I don't think we see him this year. Let me see. Jay says, do you think Za'Darius would even want to come back if asked? I really don't know, bro. Yes, CJ Gardner-Johnson is on the Bears. I'll probably make a video about that later. Who do you think is the odd man out with Hutch being signed? Jay, I'm going to say no one. I think Brad pulls it off. C. Poole with the $10 super chat says Hassanin was pushed down the depth chart. He was all the way down to third string before he was injured. He was humiliated against the Dolphins. Why are we so hung up on marginal guys? See, Poole, bro, I feel you, man. You've been bringing a lot of heat lately in the comment section, and I'm here with you, bro. We on the same wavelength. We are ready for our team to be a consistent powerhouse, and that's what we want. That's all we want. So I'm gonna be honest with you. Here's why I think that we get so hung up. I think it's the fan in us, bro. We want to, if you become part of our team, think about this. For most people, if you touch soil, if you touch Ford Field as a Detroit Lion, you're always a Detroit Lion, right? Most of the time. Me, except Matthew Stafford. Like, that's the one dude I can't do that. When he comes back to retire, if he does, I want nothing. That's just how I feel about Matthew Stafford. But Deshaun Elliott, former Detroit Lion, right? He got hurt against the Pittsburgh Steelers. It's like you still watch him, but you watch him kind of like, man, he used to play for this team. Chase Lucas, James Houston, right? I think that's why. I think so. We saw this guy. Oh, we see the good in everybody. It doesn't matter what round you're taking. If Brad picks you, you must be worthy of being on our team. So we see all the good. And I think that's everybody was like, oh, James Houston. I was like, no. Ahmed Hassanin, I'm like, the dude fell to the 6th round. Nobody could explain. Well, somebody said he was hurt or something like that. I'm like, the dude fell to the 6th round. How many 6th round picks make an impact? Not many. Malcolm Rodriguez is the exception to the rule. James Houston had a breakout season. Okay. Remember our name. Who put in the comment section? Who is the 5th round pick? The 5th round tight end that we took. Y'all remember his name? He's not on our team anymore. Unless you're Titus Young. Man, he was a case, wasn't he? Who was the 5th round tight end that we don't have on our team anymore? Never made an impact with our team. Tavion says James Mitchell. If you look at the history of the Detroit Lions under Brad and Dan, anything past the 5th round or the 4th round, no impacts are made, except Malcolm Rodriguez. Go look and tell me if I'm wrong. Am I wrong that no impactful player passed the 4th round outside of Malcolm? James does not count because he's no longer on our team. Hassanin and Stewart are my guys. And what I mean by that is that Brad and Dan have drafted, not people that have come to the team through free agency. I'm talking specifically about draft picks. Hassanin and Stewart are my guys, not going to lie. James Mitchell, absolutely. Derek, you remember Charlie Batch? Yes, I do. 100%. And Mahogany. Oh, I keep forgetting about him. I keep forgetting about Mahogany. Cheap deal, awesome signing, not a steal. What round was Mahogany? Yeah, he's the one I keep forgetting about. Okay, so Christian Mahogany and Malcolm Rodriguez, right? But we only have, 5 or 6? How many 6th round picks do we have? Wingo, Houston, Mahogany, Malcolm Rodriguez. But I'm also talking about, so in the 7th round pick, Antoine Green, Chase Lucas, Jamar Jefferson, right? Who else? I mean, we didn't even get to see what Dan Jackson could do. And Dan Jackson, what was Dan? Dan was, what round was Dan taking? Do you think our O-line is taking a step back this year, Jay? I do. Simply, when you lose a guy like Frank Ragnow, you lost Kevin Zeitler. Yeah. Now you got like essentially 2 rookies so yeah, it definitely took a step back. Syndicate, I tag you something on Twitter. Okay, Dynamite, hold on. Let me see, bro. My phone is on Do Not Disturb usually. Okay. Hold on, I just saw it. You got me freaked out now, bro. I got to show y'all my rant before. It's like an excited rant. I got to show y'all my rant before we get off here, bro. I started the video, put it in my video. Okay, let's see. Ooh. Ooh. Well, listen. It is what it is. All right, so let me bring this in. Hey, I don't feel sorry for him, Dolo. That's what he get. Everybody saying the same thing. All right. I think we knew this already, but this is coming from Adam Schefter. For those wondering, this is coming from his Twitter account. If the Browns would consider trading Myles Garrett by Tuesday's deadline, the answer is, in the words of one source, no chance. Sources added, people have a better chance of winning the lottery. Well, I'll say this. That's why the Cleveland Browns are a dumpster fire. That's why I gave Brad Holmes his flowers earlier this week. Because Andrew Berry is going to get fired. Kevin Stefanski is going to get fired. That team is a dumpster fire. He took the money, though. So, that's on him. If he would have waited, he took the money. He didn't have to. He had like 1 year left on his deal. He signed that extension in 2020, and he chose to sign another one. So, blah, 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 blah. That's what he gets. So you can slam all the helmets you want. That's funny to me. Okay. So TC says Derek is Ennis the bus. Well, I don't call a second-round pick a bust, but is it disappointing? Absolutely. He's going into year 3, and we don't know anything about him. I'll tell you what, Brad takes a cornerback in the first 2 rounds, you will see a crash out, 100%. All right, so let me show you your boy, how excited I was, and then we'll wrap up the show. I'm going to show you how excited I was when we signed Hutch. Okay, hold on. I got to go over here. It literally made my day. This news made my day. All right, let me make sure it's not in double speed. Okay, this is me. This is my reaction after I got the news that we were signing Hutch. First of all, look at my face, man. Make sure it's not too loud. Look at that face. People be talking about my forehead. It's the camera. The front camera. Anyway. Hutch said, you get your filthy hands off me and give me my money. My voice already gone. I've been yelling for the last 5 minutes. Brad, you know what's up. Melvin, Matthias, Jerome, Cornelius, Leonardo Holmes took care of our boy, bro. You know why? Because something cooking. He got something cook up. On the other side, he's trying to get a dog. I know you are, Melvin. I know you are. Shout out to Hutch. He was this close. 180, 141, 4-year deal, 45 a year. Non-highest paid. I know it ain't on the per year average, but he was right there. I know he took a discount. I know he did, because he wanted a dude on the other side of him. Something cooking, bro. But shout out to Hutch. You get your filthy hands off me and give me my money. We got our dog locked up. You know how I feel about the edge. You know how I feel about our boy. And he gonna be our boy for a long time. Shout out to Hutch. You better, Brad. You dodged the bullet, bro. You dodged the bullet. Because if Hutch would have played out last year, he might have cracked 200. You go out and you get your money, bro. You get your money. You continue to be the dog that you are. And the only consistent, legit threat on this D-line. Now, Brad, go get a dog on the other side of him. Whether it's the draft or the trade deadline. You help this brother out. We ain't talking about somebody streaky like Muhammad. You get a dog on the other side of him. Hutch, proud of you, boy. It don't matter what I think, but I'm proud of you, boy. You fought back from that injury and you did the thing. And when somebody tries to block you, you say, you get your filthy hands off me. I'm the highest paid non-quarterback in the NFL. I do this. Shout out to my guy Hutch, bro. Get that money. Get these sacks. Win comeback player of the year. Win sack leader of the year. Win defensive player of the year. You get this, man. Let's go. Man, I was feeling some type of way, bro. And you could already see I had lost my voice. Voice was straight gone, man. Hey, the front camera add 10 pounds to the forehead, bro. Yeah, man. Hutch said trade for another edge. Aiden getting 20 this year. Yeah, he getting like 19. Put this on ESPN. Hutchinson is the second highest paid non-quarterback in the NFL. Yeah, he is the highest paid guaranteed money, but not on a per year average or whatever. Yeah. So listen, what I think is going to happen. I think a couple things that we see from this that we know now, and that is, like, we knew this before, but we know for a shadow. Like, I now believe, I thought there was an odd man out. I really did, but we paid J-Mo. Okay, he's done. Then we paid Hutch. He's done. Kirby was locked up. Aline was locked up last year. We got it done, right? So now we got Jahmyr Gibbs, Brian Branch, Jack Campbell, Sam Laporta. I think Brad makes it work. I think it's a little like musical chairs, song and dance he got to play. I think all four of them stay. Brad has not let one person go. Impact player that he's drafted. He has not let them go yet. Aline McNeil, Panay Sewell, Amon-Ra St. Brown, right? Now, Jamison Williams, Kirby Joseph. This guy, he's not. So I feel he's going to find a way. So now when you ask the question of where we going to get the money from, Brad going to find a way. Now, he might not trade for anybody. He might not do any of that. I might never see a big name free agent defensive lineman like that crossed $40 million. Well, DJ Reed crossed $40 million, right? But not guaranteed. I think that all four of them stay. I think that the first deal that gets done is Malcolm Rodriguez. I think when the season is over, I think Dan, Brad say, look, Malcolm, yada, yada, 6th round pick, played lights out, got hurt. Here's the deal. What you think? And I think it's going to be Brad is I don't know, it's weird. He likes to give 2-3 year deals to people. So I think Malcolm gets a 3-year extension, or he signs a deal for 3 years, maybe 2, but I think he gets extended. Let me see. Do you think J-Mo contract is an overpay? Not really. Here's what I think. I think if J-Mo was getting the ball, we wouldn't be talking about it. His contract wouldn't. I don't think it's an overpay at all, but we wouldn't be talking. Oh, I missed the super chat. You're right. Sorry about that. Did I miss one? Or okay. Nope, just the one. Okay. Thank you. Answer, what up, though? Says, per Dave Burkett, the Detroit Free Press, the Lions have now agreed to terms with 9 current players to nearly $1 billion worth of deals. I did see a tweet I got to go find it because I didn't bookmark it did I? It was one of the over-the-cap guys about how the Detroit Lions are now 1 in new money or something like that. So we're going to have some conversations. We really are. How much did he get? Aidan? Aidan got 4-year extension, which begins in 2027, 180 with 141 guaranteed, which comes out to $45 million a year. Yes, $45 million a year. He is now, it's Micah Parsons and then him. Let me see where we at. Oh, I'm way up there. Will Anzalone get a new deal? I don't know, bro. Oh, Amik. Okay, so I was specifically talking about people that he drafted. That's why I didn't mention Amik. But Brad Holmes got a lot to do. Listen, I'm wondering if, and we'll wrap up the show. We'll hit our hour and wrap up the show. So we got about 10 minutes left. So I know I seem a type of way, right? I know I seem like a rabid fan that I just yell about the pass rush and blah, blah, blah. But y'all, I do pay attention to the salary cap. I do. The deals that I say, they don't make sense. They're not as outlandish as you think. Brad Holmes, I'm glad you brought up Amik. The Detroit Lions are going to they got their work cut out for them next year. On the defensive line, off the top of the head, Hutchinson, who's not under contract next year? Josh Pasco. Levi Onwuzurike did nothing for this team. Like nothing for this team. Levi, Josh, there's no Mohammed. There's no there's no Ahmed because he's not under contract. If you go look at the D-line, it's Hutch. There's no DJ Reader. We got Hutch, Tyleek Williams, Mekhi Wingo, Aline McNeil. I don't think O'Connor, right? Most of I would say 75% of our current D-line is not here. They're not under contract. We're not bringing back Davenport. We better not. We're not bringing back Pascal. We better not. We're not bringing back Levi. We better not. So that means that the Lions, through free agency and the draft, are going to have to replenish the D-line. Anzalone, new deal. He's gone unless he gets re-signed. So that means we need to, like, what are we going to do, right? Our secondary is pretty much the most secure part of this team. We've got, all we got to do, like, if we sign Amik, everybody else is here. Ennis Rakestraw will be back. Terrion Arnold, 3rd year of his rookie deal. What's his name? DJ Reed, 2nd year of a 3-year deal. Brian Branch, still here. So we have to extend him. But as far as the core, I think that, honestly, the secondary is going to be the strongest part of our team as far as secure individuals. DJ Reader, yes, DJ Reader is done. He's on the 2nd year of his deal right now. You can't bury what comes from the dirt. Please don't bring them back up. Oh, yes, 0. That's right. Oh, my God. Khalif Raymond is a free agent. I'm going to tell you what I think the Detroit Lions are regretting right now, trading Tim Patrick. I think they're regretting it because, 1, our offense is missing him. That's number 1. 2, he could have been leveraged right now. Imagine. The Giants don't want to part with Kayvon Thibodeau. Well, you need a receiver, right? You need a receiver. We got a 30-something or 28, whatever he is. We got a receiver, right? Did pretty good last year. He balling out right now. We give you Tim Patrick and a whatever for Kayvon Thibodeau. I would give them Tim Patrick and I would have gave them Tim Patrick and a 4th for Kayvon Thibodeau and a pick. That's what I would have done. Do you really believe in this extra in this? No, I have no reason to believe in somebody who's done nothing for the team. No, and this Rakestraw is trending Jeff Okudah. He just is. But it'll never be that bad because Jeff Okudah was the 3rd overall pick. It'll never be that bad. Let me see. Steve says, Derek, do you think Lions extending him today and releasing the news now is possibly to entice other defensive ends to want to come play possibly before the deadline? I mean, it could. I think that it being done now does make me believe that a trade deadline move is happening. But again, Hutch's money his new money is like a year and a half off. So it has no immediate impact on the Detroit Lions because it does nothing for this year and next year, right? So it doesn't do anything. But what I do think is that maybe it's out of the way. And you're right, Steve. Maybe it does entice somebody. Like, okay, you locked up your star pass rusher. I know he's going to be here. That's a good point. I know he's going to be around for a long time. Let me go over there, right? Let me go over there. So shout out to him. Malachi, what up, though? What's up, big dog? Don't be mad. Don't be mad, bro, because YouTube ain't doing its job. We going to get the money from that line to get more trade J-Mo since Ray Floyd. We still on trade J-Mo. Are we still on that, bro? Craig Reynolds is also a free agent. Wow. Okay, I would trade J-Mo for a pass rusher. Goff can't throw far enough. His new money kicks in 2027. That is correct. Yeah, the trade J-Mo stuff is just ridiculous. I'm going to try to go to a Lions game on Sunday since I will be in the Detroit area. Oh, shout out, King. Shout out, Lori. Shout out to you. Let me know if you do go. I might be able to get you in touch with somebody who got pretty decent tickets. We ain't trading J-Mo. Yeah, that's just, I mean, you know what? That's his opinion, but it's not happening. I hate to say it, but to D, but I could see them trading J-Mo, to be honest. Ain't no way we trade. Listen, I respect everybody's opinion. Brad loves J-Mo like I love the pass rush. Brad loves Jamison Williams. This kid literally could do no wrong. We've had his back since the end. Jamison Williams is not getting traded. He's not getting traded. That's not going to happen. Goff doesn't have enough protection to throw smoking drugs. Let me see. No, we can't trade Branch because we don't have anyone to take his spot. Goff literally overthrows J-Mo sometimes so he can't grow. So he can throw far enough. If they're willing and we could afford it, would you trade J-Mo and Montgomery for Myles Garrett hypothetically? I'm going to say no. I'm going to say no. And my reason is not even really field related. Like, I'm going to say no. I'm going to tell you why. Myles Garrett, you talked all of that mess And that's exactly what it was. You talked like a skid mark, bro. Your word ain't worth a skid mark. You did all that talk, and they dangled you a record-setting contract, and you said, well, go all right. And then you want to smash your helmet down. What you should be smiling all the time, bro. You chose that. Now, who I do respect is Trey Hendrickson. He stood on business. He stood on business. He took the best deal the bum Bengals were going to give him. Now, if he goes back there, then we got a problem. I don't respect, nope. So I'm standing on principle alone. I don't even care he can make this team better. Nope. I'm taking care of my guys before I take care of you. You had a chance to stand your business, stand firm, and get up out of there, right? You chose not to do it. Now I'm saying play out his contract, take a franchise tag, take another franchise tag. Yeah, you're going to be old in the mud, but somebody will still get you. And you can go to a Super Bowl. You can go to you could have went to the Chiefs. You could have went to the Chiefs. You could have went to the Eagles. But you wanted to stay with the bum Browns after you did all of that talking in February. I want to be traded. And there's nothing that can make me stay. That he literally said something along those lines. Like there's nothing, it's not, he said it was not about the money. He said that. And then what did he do? Take the money. So you know what? You take these L's, bro. You stay where you are. Same thing with Max Crosby. You want to be loyal? That's fine, bro. I commend that. Because Stafford, look, y'all know how I feel about Stafford, bro. It ain't even about Stafford leaving, more just about the love he got in L.A. He ain't getting none of that love here. They did not care about him in Detroit, just like they don't care about the rest of the team. As soon as he went to L.A., that's all. He on every on every magazine. He on every, don't get, you know I ain't lying. Stafford on every magazine. He on ESPN. He on car magazines. He doing Little Caesars commercials. He ain't do none of that here. All of a sudden, you get in L.A., your teeth shining everywhere. Get up out of here, bro. Trey dealing with a hip injury. Trey will be fine. Trey is going to be fine. He's going to be fine. Miles and Max, new podcast. We took the back. Yes, absolutely. Well, the injury, yes. Trey Hendrickson will be fine. I look, Kiera, right after the trade deadline. Ooh, wow, I put some of that elderly cream on my hip. You know what I'm saying? It's amazing what this stuff can do. Trust me. Trey gonna be all right. He gonna be all right. Well, the injury piques Brad's interest. GJ would just sign with the Bears. Yep, we're going to probably talk about that so I can clown Ben Johnson. Another sloppy leftover. Stafford got new teeth and started acting different. Hey, Ray, that's all I'm saying. All of a sudden, you went to Hollywood, and I'm going to tell you what. I'm going to say something controversial. I think that Jared Goff is more Detroit than Matthew Stafford. I believe that. Matthew Stafford was tough. He was. But when people get away from Detroit, I think they show their true colors. Jared Goff will always love the city of Detroit. Matthew Stafford couldn't get out of here fast enough. And I don't feel sorry for him either, because let's not forget, for a second in time, Matthew Stafford was the highest paid in the NFL. In 2016, when he signed a deal with the Detroit Lions, he was the highest paid quarterback in the National Football League. I ain't see you trying to go in. At least I ain't see you trying to go in. You took the money too. So I want to hear it. I hate that Matthew Stafford won a Super Bowl. I absolutely hate it. I cannot wait to Jared Goff wins. I cannot wait. He gave up the white buffs for the white teeth. No, I finally got to look, I really don't care, Dana. If you that's the beauty, right? That's your opinion. You're entitled to have it. Just like this is mine. This is not about agreeing or disagree. I voice my opinion. I don't give a rat's behind about Matthew Stafford ever. He don't have to come back ever. Would you trade Craig Reynolds and maybe a 4th or 5th round pick for Kayvon to the Giants? You know what, bro? Craig Reynolds is a Detroit Lion. He not worth. I don't see nobody trading for Craig. I don't. Anybody that loved Detroit was hated. He retired. Stafford is a dog. This is not about Stafford being a dog. This is about how I feel about him. For real, though, Goff is freaking durable. That man has already played more games in Detroit. Ben be doing the most on the sideline, shaking my head. He knows his QB can't run this offense. Hey, Derek, does this free up money to re-sign other players next year? No, it does not. No, it does not. Goes into. Okay, so 1021. This is what we'll say. I'll say this. Maybe because you out there, you out west, bro. Here's my issue with Matthew Stafford now, and we'll wrap the show after this. So I don't know about y'all. I'm from the city, right? I grew up in Detroit. My mother still lives in Detroit. I spent most of my life in Detroit. When Matthew Stafford, when the team was spitty, right? I was one of them guys, trade him. Trade Matthew Stafford. Let him go somewhere and win. That's where it was. Then Matthew Stafford, Matt Patricia. I knew Matthew Stafford was gone when I made a video on my other channel and Patricia was already fired. And they were interviewing Stafford at his home. And you could see that mentally he had checked out. So I'm like, all right. So now we do that. Stafford, it was like, okay. But then you start, I want to go. I want to go. Now, as a fan of the Lions, as a native of the city of Detroit, I'm like, man, this is going to be real bad for the city. So my beef with Stafford is who he became when he left. It wasn't even the fact that he asked for a trade. Because if Myles Garrett or Max Crosby want to win, I don't got no problem with that. I don't got a problem with people wanting to win. My issue with Stafford comes in after he gets traded, right? It's almost like he didn't want to talk about the Lions anymore. Okay, all right. You knew people were going to ask you. It's all the love that he got the minute he was traded. Matthew Stafford would have never won. The love that he's getting in LA, he would have never got that here. So that's what my beef is. It's and you could say, well, okay, well, they're doing that to Stafford. Are they? Stafford on every magazine. He everywhere. Every magazine. He doing interviews at the house. He doing all of this stuff. All of a sudden, he everywhere. Where was that at here? Where was that at here? He was never on any. Now, we didn't do the same stuff that we're doing now with the behind the scenes and all that stuff. I'm watching as they're pumping this man up like, yo, when he was in Detroit, he wasn't getting the same love that he's getting now, right? So to me, I took that personal as an attack on my city, on my team. So I got no love for Stafford at all. He can stay where he is. He never has to come back. When he comes back, I will always boo him. If he's here in Detroit and he retires, I'll go take a dump. I will go drop a deuce when he comes back and signs it one day. I will pay for a ticket so I can go in the bathroom and drop a deuce that's how I feel about Matthew Stafford. Let me see. I'd rather have Alex or Malcolm. Let me see. I did see your point, but he did a lot for. Fine. That's fine. He's a great man. Tomato. Fine. He did a lot for the city. Did he? Did he? Okay. Fine. Love Stafford. That's okay. LA is Glamour City. Of course, he got all that. Let me see. Forget Matthew. He really did retire with the Lions, though. Like, honestly. I don't know, bro. I don't know that. I hope he doesn't. I hope he doesn't. And I know y'all gonna be like, Hercules. When Matthew Stafford come back, y'all gonna love it. And I'm gonna be like, 10 to what's up, Tail? Appreciate the super chat. Says, sup, Derek. You know it's a good day when Hutch gets extended pumped already. I know he'd be true to his word, unlike some people. Can't wait for the LA game. Hope to be there. Hope to see you there, man. So here's where I'm at. Hey, Malachi, you don't know? Bro, I am super petty. You mess me over, I'm petty, bro. I got a guy you can ask. I got a couple guys you can ask. I am absolutely petty. I'm 100% petty, bro. And I'm like, I'm petty, but then super nice at the same time. If you mess me over, bro, I will be petty to death. And I am super petty, bro. The hate runs, yes. Well, hey, look, I just kept y'all ass. I told you. I don't love Stafford. Admit, didn't do nothing, but took the status and it ain't actually hate, bro. Let me see. You're comparing Hollywood to Detroit. We just started getting that kind of love. But hey, 10, I live in Detroit, bro. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to tell. Look, I went to Hollywood. I saw the sign. I didn't want to come home. I told my wife, I was like, yo, I want to move out here. Even though gas was $9 a gallon. I know, bro. I was sucked right in. But as a Detroit, knowing that they were going to crap on the city, and then what happens? All year long, 2021, all we had to hear was how miserable we were. How miserable we were. That's, as a native of Detroit, that's tough. That's tough for me to hear. I'm just saying. And just in case you missed it, I live in LA. I only was raised in Detroit all my life. And when I met Stafford, I told him I was a Lions fan, bro. Show me much love off of that. That's cool, 10. We different, bro. I met you, bro, so I get it. That's just me. That's just the way I'm built. But y'all know that already. Y'all know that already. I am a loyal dude, bro. Derek is the king of petty. Yeah, don't screw Grid over. I've been through all of that. Wait, Darn, what do you mean? What do you mean? I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about. Who do you think will be the odd man out with these? Okay, so Reese, we've already discussed that. I don't think anybody's going to be the odd man out. But look, time heals everything. Time heals everything, right? 10 years down the line, I could be like Stafford, blah, blah, blah. Right now, I'm not there. I'm not there yet. I'm not there yet. Who knows if I'll be there? I'm not there right now. Stafford helped us by leaving. That he did. I've had your back all the way, brother. Derek, I was born and raised in the inner city of Detroit, but now I live in Hollywood, California. It's not what it's cracked up to be. I believe that. Tell it like it is, Derek, you go. But listen, everybody has their different opinion about Matthew. I understand that. It's nothing wrong with that. I'm one of those guys. I am one of those guys. Here it is. I wouldn't mind if somebody else did that to their fan base. If Miles said, forget the Browns. But I was one of those guys that was like, Matthew, go win, right? But it was when it actually came to be, and I heard all the talk, it was just like, ugh, did you really want to be here, bro? You know what I'm saying? So one thing I can say I respect about Max Crosby, Max never said he wanted to leave. He never said that. Miles said he wanted to leave. He said, I didn't want to be here no more. Max will never win anything, but he didn't say he wanted to leave. I was watching old Lions game the other day. Stafford was very inaccurate here. Would you forgive your girl for cheating? Barnes looked great last game. Stafford is currently in his prime. How you going to be in your prime at 37? That's crazy. Laporta, the odd man out. Let me see. Everyone getting paid. Laporta potty ain't getting traded, bro. We aren't getting rid of Laporta. So I think that nobody is the odd man out. I think Brad finds a way to make it work. Stafford requesting a trade is what made him an enemy. Yes. Yes. Steve, for me, it's just so. Okay, let's look at this, right? And we'll wrap up the show because we're on overtime right now. So when you have, like, you got certain type of fandoms, right? My fandom is, if I want you to get traded, it's like if our organization is trash and I'm like, look, be free, go win. Like some Browns fans could be with Myles Garrett. It's different from when you want to leave. Because when you want to leave, it seems like you're turning your back on the fan base, right? That you wanted to win so bad that like, did you want it? Because think about this. If Matthew Stafford really wanted to change the organization, he could have been like, I want this done. And then if the organization didn't want it, and who knows? We don't know if he said that. We don't know if he said that behind the scenes. All I know is Matthew Stafford got a lot more talkative when he got traded. He got a lot more talkative. Whole lot of stuff he had to say. So look at how Joe Burrow publicly comes out, says, hey, take care of our players. You know what I'm saying? Trey needs to be paid. Trey needs to be paid. Chase needs to be paid. T needs to be paid, right? If you the star player, make this team make a move. Burrow is the Cincinnati Bengals, right? He could have done something like that. But his first thing was to run away. That's how I feel. But you might not feel like that. And that's the beauty of being a fan. Derek, I used to compare Stafford to the ex-wife. Yeah, he's still like my ex-wife. But me and my ex-wife cool now. That's the thing. We cool now. So it took a long time. It took about 10. It's been over a decade. So, but we cool. I can see that happening. Let me see. Finicky overtime. Let me see. That's the point of the whole game of football, is to win. But he never said anything bad about the Lions. 10, he didn't have to, bro. He didn't have to. Like, if you like Stafford, that's cool. I don't appreciate it. He never said anything, but he kind of referred to us as you can see some pettiness in Stafford too. Remember the whole that team comment and blah, blah, blah. And he felt some way. He felt some type of way with the Jared Goff chants and all that stuff. He did. But it's cool though. It's cool. Bro, you got to look at it like this too. He had to do what's right for him and his family. He don't know us. Tay, that's the point. You're right. You're right. So why should I care about him? Why should I have all... Okay, you know what? I'm done talking about him. Why should I have all this love for Matthew Stafford and he don't know us? I can see if bro was terrible here. Let me see. Or if he was over there for a couple of years. You know what, 10? You might be partial, bro, because you out there. Let me see. He didn't want to go through a rebuild at his age. I understand. Yeah, he wanted to go and take the easy way. He wanted to take the easy way. That's what he did. Think about this. And we'll wrap the show up for real this time. The Rams were built. They were built. They threw away Goff. They plucked in Stafford. They went and got Von Miller. They went and got Odell Beckham. They were built. And with that, they had just enough to win. Matthew Stafford came in and was like, oop. He took somebody else's built team and took them all the way. I think that could possibly happen with Brad Holmes. I'm just saying it could happen. But what did you do? What did you do? You after all of this time, you like, nah, I just want to win. I don't really want to bring a winner to the city of Detroit. It's too hard, right? When Matthew Stafford had a chance to speak, did he speak? I don't know. Don't seem like it, though. Don't seem like it. This team sucks. Get it done. Or how about in 2016, you don't sign another deal? You could have left in, right? So if you want it, my thing is this. Like I said, for all the hate that I give Max Crosby gonna ride or die with the Raiders. Raider for life, blah, blah, blah. Might not win nothing, but he was there. I don't really think Matthew Stafford cared what happened here. That's just my opinion. Do you think we're going to involve J-Mo this week? Probably. The Lions were never the easy way. Let me see. If it wasn't for Odell Beckham for doing he did at the Super Bowl, they would not want to see, but I think in the Cincinnati game, the Rams would have never won that Super Bowl with Goff. What elite defense. The Lions had like the third overall defense in 2014. Yes, the offense was stalled tremendously. It's the line. Also not too high on Johnny Morton. Hey, Derek, can we go back and look at the tapes for the Super Bowl and Super Bowl division? Let me see. Didn't help that Staff and McVay were hanging out. Oh, that's another thing too, Zero. I forgot about that. The whole Cabo. Hey, oh, wait a minute. You're in Cabo too? I can't believe this. Man, this is such a coincidence that we're in Cabo at the same time. But then it comes out that, oh, wait a minute. Cabo is kind of like the meeting spots for when teams try to get together. Oh, but there was no tampering involved, even though we was talking about contracts, right? Come on, dog. Thank you, Zero, for reminding me. I forgot all about that. Who would y'all take right at this moment? Be the quarterback of the Detroit Lions, Goff or Matthew Stafford? I'm taking Goff. I don't know why we having this conversation. I'm so tired of seeing us run the ball and second down back-to-back mix it up. Oh, I didn't know about that. The shady. I would take Stafford over Goff. There you go. I'm taking Goff. I told y'all, man, I'm petty. I'm petty. I'm talking Jared Goff. It is going to please me when Jared Goff wins a Super Bowl. It is going to please me, bro. I'm all about the underdog, the throwaway. My favorite fictional character is Batman. My second one is Rocky Balboa, bro. I'm all about the throwaway dude. I'm all about the throwaway dude. And I cannot get off this guy, but I will get off him after this. I cannot believe this was supposed to be about Aiden Hutchinson. I'm all about the underdog, discarded, because that's my city. That is my city. This guy didn't get no love. And 1021 said it. Detroit, LA, tomato, right? This is my home, right? This is what I represent. And I knew all year, all we had to hear about is how pathetic Detroit was and how we didn't do him justice. Nobody talked about that this guy signed a deal to be the highest paid quarterback in 2016. Nobody talked about it. It was, the Lions. They never did anything to help you win. They never did it. Nobody talked about the gunslinger, reckless story that he was. It was all about what we didn't do. Come on, man. I'm all about that. That's why I said I can respect Max Crosby for being a loser. He will always have my respect. Because once you ask to be traded, you're saying, hey, I'd rather go win. And it ain't nothing wrong with that either. But if you get a response from the fan base, that's what you're going to get. Goff over Stafford any day. Let me see. He got massive hate for that deal. You already think Goff is better talent than Stafford from the quarterback position. I really don't think this qualifies breaking news. What are we talking about? Let me see. Stafford. J-Mo. Listen, Stafford still got it. He still got it. I can give him that. I give him the man still got it. He seemed like he is aging better. He getting better. He still got it. But I can't. Stafford is so good. He's so good. That's all you heard. All you heard, bro. You didn't hear that when he was here. He was the same quarterback. He had the greatest weapon we've ever seen in Calvin Johnson. And he was so good. He used to play hospital ball with Calvin all the time. Calvin down there somewhere. Come on, man. I can't do it, bro. I can't do it. Let me see. Calvin Johnson made Stafford. At least Stafford might not throw the ball. Let me see. At least Stafford might throw the ball to J-Mo a few more times down the field. Hutch will retire a Lion. Let's put this away. Stafford is great for what the Rams do. Goff is great for what the Lions do. You know what, Durr? That's a great point. And that's the way to end this conversation. It's been, 5 years now? 4 years or whatever? He's no longer my quarterback. He never has to come back, in my opinion. Like I said, I will pay for a ticket to go to Ford Field to purposely go to the bathroom when he gets whatever. And that's after I boo him. That's how I am, bro. I'm there. Stafford gets no love from me ever. You bring this team a Super Bowl, you are the GOAT. You tough it out, you are the GOAT. And right now, Jared Goff is my GOAT. With that being said, shout out to Aiden Hutchinson. Let me know what you think this is going to do for our team. And that's the beauty part about being a fan. We're all different. We all got different opinions. And that's what makes this whole thing great. That's why I love doing it. All right. I will see y'all next time. We'll still be live tomorrow at 4 o'clock.